up, guys? Jeff Cavaliere, ATHLEAN-X.com. A couple weeks ago, I did a video where I opened up my vitamin cabinet. I showed you all the vitamins and the supplements that I take on a daily basis. Well, that video sparked a lot of follow-up questions, and mostly in relation to not just supplementation, but training and where it fits in on a timeline from an age factor. When should you start working out? When should you start taking certain supplements? When is it appropriate to do each? So I thought, why don't I put together another follow-up video that discussed, I'll call it the supplement timeline, that discusses the major categories of supplements when I feel across one's age it becomes most appropriate to take something, and we'll address the workouts too. We might as well address the workouts right off the bat. People ask me, Jeff, when is it appropriate for my son to start lifting weights? I don't recommend in this first age bracket, 10 to 13 years old, or obviously less than that anybody starts training with weights. I do think that exercise and training is great at any age. Even kids under 10 years old, training is actually accomplished in a form of play. You watch a kid outside and they'll play. They're basically doing lunges. They're doing box jumps when they jump up on rocks. They're doing a lot of different movements that we're doing in the gym that we're calling something else, and they just call it playing. That's great. That actually builds body awareness. It builds coordination. It builds baseline strength. Well, in this 10 to 13 age bracket, don't get them into weights. They don't need to do that. Most often I find that kids are still pretty uncoordinated at that age, and they need to learn how to control their own bodies. So body weight training programs, resistance bands, all good. Weights not really necessary until you start hitting your teenage years, and then from there it becomes really easy. Weights all the way through the rest of your life, all the way up into your 80s. You can continue to lift weights and build muscle long into your older years if you keep pushing yourself in your workouts. You might have to dial back a little bit on the intensity that you had when you were in your 20s, but relative to how you feel in your 70s and 80s, you should still continue to give it your best and still continue to try to build muscle and build strength, because results and research has proven that you can still do it. You can still do it. Maybe not as easy as you did back here in these formative years, but you can do it. So supplementation now, where does that fit in? Well, we broke it down into these four major age brackets. 10 to 13-year-olds. Again, it goes without saying there's no need for supplementation prior to that. And you'll see what my answer is here too. 14 to 19-year-olds, so your teenage years. 20 to 39, so just basically your middle years, 20s and 30s. And then we just go 40 and up, okay? And we could probably break it down another age bracket a little bit higher, especially for specialty vitamins. But what are the categories here? A multivitamin, specialty vitamins, pre-workouts, protein powders and meal replacement powders, branched chain amino acids, creatine, joint recovery formulas, and high-grade omega-3s. Now, all of these are ones that basically made up that vitamin cabinet video of mine. Now, if you haven't already seen it, you got to watch the video. It's right here. It's worth a watch. Guys have asked me for a long time, Jeff, what is it that you exactly take every single day? I break it down literally bottle by bottle what it is. So this will look familiar to those of you that watch that video. As far as the age brackets and the appropriateness of it, I believe that a multivitamin is appropriate for all age brackets. Now, there's some debate about whether or not they're useful or not. I look at it as an insurance policy. I think that in this age bracket, for sure, and everything else really, but right here, your nutrition better be in place. And I blame it on the parents a lot of times, but that by the age of 10 to 13, if your kids are still eating a bunch of crap because you thought it was cute when they were 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, you got to start teaching them habits here, because this is when childhood obesity really starts to rise, because they haven't learned the habits and they're starting to really start changing their bodies pretty soon because of puberty. If you don't teach them here, you're going to have some problems going forward. So baseline nutrition should take up 98% of everything here. A multivitamin, yeah, maybe for some insurance. In specialty vitamins, there are some conditions that could be benefited by taking some specialty vitamins, like a vitamin D or like some vitamin B6 or B12. That might be appropriate for somebody in this category, so specialty vitamins might work. Again, same thing here. I think the reason in the 14 to 19-year-old, a few more specialty vitamins, to again start not only teaching the responsibility of addressing some of your nutritional needs through supplementation, making there be an awareness that maybe I'm not getting everything through my diet because I still don't have it down perfect, but I might need to address some of my insufficiencies through supplementation. So specialty vitamins, a good thing I think here, and of course through the rest of life as well. As you saw, I had a bunch of them in my video. Now we get to this big group of stuff that I talk about as sort of performance enhancing supplements. I don't think that if you are not committed to eating well, and this is a very important point for this video, if you are committed to a diet that consists of ding-dongs, Twinkies, fried foods, cakes, candy, all that shit, you don't deserve to even continue the discussion. Because thinking that taking supplements is going to get you to where you want to be when you're not going to get the rest of your diet in check is the biggest pipe dream out there. And the people that want to make you think that that's possible are the biggest scumbags out there. And we know, we've seen them. Don't take them. Don't take my supplements if you're not committed to following a proper nutrition plan. I mean, a healthy nutrition plan. Doesn't have to be perfect. We talked about that too. But start having a commitment to eating better, because you truly are what you eat. And if you think you're going to fix it all through supplementation, you're dead wrong. But if the guys who are watching my videos, like most of them are out there, they're close. A lot of guys, maybe they're in the 20% body fat range. Maybe they look good in the right light, but when they're in the lights are all on them, they don't look so good. You can start really fine-tuning and helping yourself through supplementation, because it makes the job of getting nutrition right that much easier. It allows for the consistency that's needed to see results over time from your nutrition. And I think that's the biggest part about supplementation. So pre-workouts, my feeling on pre-workouts, certainly not here. These guys are out for the rest of the way. There's nothing else I would recommend for them. Here in the teenage years, yes, we know, athletes especially, they're going to take pre-workouts. Just be careful about the pre-workouts that you're taking. I showed you mine, ATHLEAN-X. We went to great lengths to make sure that we did not include any of the banned substances. We went for NSF approval for sport because we don't want to subject ourselves to any of the scrutiny that comes from putting banned substances in our products. Just like the videos that I did on end about 1,3-dimethylamylamine. We were out of it from the very beginning. We knew that was a bad ingredient from the very beginning. We stayed away from it. Some manufacturers have not. Some have replaced it with new dangerous ingredients, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get you to take them and feel like your heart's going to pound out of your chest. We, on the other hand, go for a lot more of a consistent, safe energy. So one that's not going to allow you to crash, one that's going to provide you with energy. We know that athletes are taking them. Again, I think it's appropriate to your goals. If you're an athlete and you feel like you need them to get up for your workouts or need them to get up for your games, then we know they're going to take them. Of course, it's the same thing here as well. The guys will take them based on preference. Protein and meal replacement powders. Again, I think protein powders are a staple of a good supplementation plan if it's a high-grade protein. We talked about it in plenty of other videos, the differences in proteins and what makes a high-grade protein a good protein. If you're taking high-grade proteins, I think they're a staple for making sure that you're getting proper nutrition. I can tell you that in my teenage years, I was taking meal replacement powders as one of my after-school meals to make sure that I wasn't snacking on garbage. It was far too easy for me to go grab the M&M's chocolate chip cookies instead of having a protein shake. But when I started to become more committed to what I was doing, the protein shake became very easy for me to do. I said goodbye to the cookies, and I said hello to my abs for the first time in my life. So protein powders. Now, branched chain amino acids. I'm going to kind of group these together. Branched chain amino acids and creatine. I am a big believer in the benefits of creatine. I think that creatine is one of the most well-researched supplements, performance-enhancing supplements that are out there, that you cannot get in adequate amounts, no matter what anybody says, through diet alone. Because what happens when you're trying to get it in the amounts you need to get it to have its ergogenic benefits, you'd be eating far too much meat that could cause other problems by having the amounts that you'd have to eat to get just the creatine alone. So why not go, if you're trying to get the ergogenic aids of the creatine, why not just supplement with creatine? Well, we like crealkaline more than we like creatine because of its less acidic state, because of its ability to be taken without cycling on and off creatine, and because of its lack of conversion to creatinine. We can actually do this more effectively with the branched chain amino acids, with our protein powder. We do that with RX2. Again, that was why I showcased my RX2 as what I take. Again, you can take your own supplements, guys. This is not a take my supplements and that's it video. Do your own research. I'm saying we've done our research and we combine the benefits of all three, and I think it's appropriate, again, for all three age groups, especially those that are looking for the convenience of making sure they have enough muscle-building protein high grade in their diets, supported by branched chain amino acids and also supported by creatine, which we feel in the form of creatine in one formula. It just makes it a lot easier than having to have 6 different bottles or 4 different bottles. Here, joint recovery and high-grade omega-3s, the last two that we had talked about again in the video. Dr. C's omega-3s was the one that my father developed back 30 years ago. This I've had the benefits of now for a very long time, again, growing up with my dad who was making it. And Joint Mechanics, ATHLEAN-X Mechanics, this is our new joint recovery formula. This I wish I had a lot longer ago, because you guys probably know my history if you watched the videos. Bad knees, a bad shoulder. The shoulder didn't happen until recently. The knees have been a problem for a long time. I feel like if you're an athlete or if you're going to be training hard, so by training hard I mean you're a regular gym goer, you're serious about your training, you're trying to push more weight, you're trying to get stronger all the time, those guys are serious, then those guys should certainly be taking joint recovery and muscle recovery, the anti-inflammatory properties of high-grade omega-3s in your teens and in your 20s, specifically in your 20s. Here, again, me personally, and this is my opinion, I would have been taking both. I was taking the omega-3s. I would have been taking the joint recovery formula as a proactive step to help me not be in the situation that I am now. Because a lot of the damage I did was from high school sports. Had I been taking a joint recovery, when I felt no pain back then, it would have been a better situation, I think, for me now than I am, had I taken it. So there, again, it's an individual decision whether or not you take them in those years, but if you're competing, or if you're competing athletically, or if you're pushing yourself in the weight room, I would definitely take it. Here, 20 to 39 years old, definitely. I think that these are totally appropriate here, even if you're not feeling joint discomfort at the moment, because if you continue to work out for long enough, you guys probably know there's something that hurts on you right now. Matter of fact, I know there's probably one joint somewhere that aches you or causes you some discomfort. A lot of times it's from the results of your training. You can't always get it perfect. Okay, and then again, 40 and up, for sure. I think the guys here, it's pretty much a no-brainer. They already have issues. They're already feeling the discomforts from their daily life that makes them look for joint recovery formulas and high-grade omega-3s. But again, I think here it's a better chance for you to get in on this proactively, especially if you're an athlete. So here's that sort of cabinet of mine once again, broken down into major categories. This is sort of this timeline that I wanted to put together to answer that question for you a little bit more specifically about what is appropriate and what isn't appropriate. One thing you did not see on here, you did not see any pro-hormones. You did not see any testosterone replacement bullshit supplements. You did not see any of that garbage, guys. That I've steered away from for a long time. And going back to when Mark McGuire would have his androstenedione dial sitting up in his locker, which essentially became a smokescreen for what was really going on, those supplements just aren't good. And anybody that will sell those to you also, I just we're not on the same page. That's all I can say. Ethically and morally, we're not on the same page. I would steer you guys away from that. You don't need any of that garbage. All you need are the basics here, and then the commitment to proper nutrition. Okay? If you're looking for a commitment, if you're looking to make a commitment to proper nutrition, you can do that, guys. I lay out the ATHLEAN-X Factor meal plan for you. It's a commitment to proper nutrition. There's no gimmicks. There's no diets. I let you eat. I let you eat real food. I give you real easy ways to do it. I don't make you have to become a chef to learn all new recipes. It's doable. And if it's doable, it's followable. And if you can follow it, you can become consistent with it. And that is the key. And as far as supplementation, guys, as I showed you in the last video, everything that I take is what I recommend to you. I would never recommend something to you that I don't personally take myself, or that I can't personally vouch for myself. And of course, that's why we made the ATHLEAN-RX supplements. RX1 is the pre-workout, RX3 is our nighttime protein recovery, which falls into our protein powders, and of course our RX2 is our post-workout that has branched chain amino acids and creatine in it as well. You can get all those guys at ATHLEAN-RX if you're looking to take exactly what I'm taking. But the bottom line is, commit to good nutrition, become consistent, stay away from the garbage, right? And stick to a plan, and you will definitely see results from your supplementation. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it broke down and gave you guys some ideas. Yes, it's long, but I feel like we needed to cover everything. All right, guys, we'll be back here again in the next couple days. Make sure you leave your comments below, your thumbs up, and let me know whatever else that you want me to see, that you want me to cover, I'll cover it. If there's something about supplementation specifically, let me know below. Maybe we'll make a video about it here in the upcoming weeks. All right, guys, we'll be back again soon.